America's fascination with the home run. It goes back to the days of the record-setting Sultan of SWAT, Babe Ruth. But records were made to be broken.
Here's the pitch by Downing. Swinging. There's a drive into left center field. That ball is going to be out of here. There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron. Fastball hit into right. Way back there.
On the 8th of September, Mark McGwire took one swing and shattered a record that had stood for a generation, completing a season-long race to immortality.
62! Touch first, Mark. You are the new single-season home run king.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fox Network Center for our special look at Mark McGwire's journey into the baseball record books. I'm Kevin Frazier, and glad you could join us. You know, baseball is our national pastime for a reason. We are all somehow connected to it, whether you swung a bat in Little League or you just played catch with your dad in the backyard. Maybe you dreamed about making the big leagues, or you even like going to the ballpark to see the games. Baseball is something that we all share, and that's why Mark McGwire's remarkable summer has struck such a chord with fans both young and old, hardcore and casual across this country. Of course, it doesn't hurt that the man responsible for this home run mania is the most likable hero to come down the pike since Popeye, and today he has the entire world talking about home run number 62. It came Tuesday night in the 4th inning against Steve Traxel of the Cubs. Ironically, the man who's hit 5 homers of 500 feet or more this season passed Roger Maris's record with his shortest home run of the year, a 341-foot shot that just cleared the fence. Well, with the city's second most famous landmark after Mark McGwire as a backdrop, the folks in St. Louis are still celebrating the magic moment today. People packed the streets and climbed onto rooftops, all in tribute to the man who revitalized baseball.
My life has not been easy, even though I think people look at me right now and see where I am right now in baseball. But it has not been easy professionally and personally to get to where I'm at right now. And I'm a perfect example of a person that is normal, that can conquer things if they can dream and believe in themselves. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue and do my work that I need to do until the last out of the season. I mean, it's just the way I am as a player. I mean, this is not a finished product.
62! Touch first, Mark. You are the new single-season home run king.
I feel pretty decent. You know, I just hope the next couple of days I can get some sleep and let my insides relax. So I wish if there was an X-ray machine to see what my insides looked like for the last 2 weeks, it'd be interesting to see, but they're all gone now. I've realized what I've done, and I know how special it is, but I think it's going to take a couple days for it to really sink in.
It really has seemed so simple in recent weeks for Mark McGwire to hit home runs at will, but there were points this summer when it looked like the quest for 62 would stall. Twice this season, he had 8 game streaks without hitting a homer, but then the chase really began. On August 19th, many thought Mark McGwire's run for the record had hit a roadblock. Mac hadn't hit a home run for 8 days. Plus, Cubs slugger Sammy Sosa was tied with McGwire at 47 home runs. And then, Sosa went one step further. But that might have been the motivation Big Mac needed. Because later in that same game, McGwire answered Sosa not once, but twice. Sosa actually moved ahead of McGwire for a mere 57 minutes. But now McGwire was back in front, never to trail again. The Cards moved into New York for a doubleheader the next day, and McGwire stayed hot.
Breaking ball hit deep to left field. Will it stay in the yard? Huntley to the wall. Number 50 for Mark McGwire.
In Game 2, Big Mac didn't disappoint either.
Number 51.
He's been so outstanding. He earned it. I mean, he deserves it. I'm glad he got it in front of a crowd that appreciates it. Almost as good as if it had been in St. Louis.
Then the Cards moved to Pittsburgh, where McGwire hit another pair. Then McGwire slowed down a bit, homering against Florida on August 26th and versus the Braves and Dennis Martinez on the 30th. Then Mac got hot again. He had a pair against the Marlins on September 1st, and then another pair the very next night. Back in St. Louis on Saturday, September 5th, Mac matched the great Babe Ruth with number 60 against the Reds and Dennis Reyes. And now, the anticipation was sky high.
I've surpassed anything I've ever expected myself.
48 hours later, Labor Day, 1998, Mark McGwire passed the Babe on his way to Planet Maris.
61, McGwire strike 61, headed for Planet Maris.
The stage was finally set. The next night, Mark McGwire broke a record that had stood for 37 years.
62! Touch first, Mark. You are the new single-season home run king.
This is how the all-time list for single-season home run leaders stands for now. Big Mac is all alone at 62 and counting. Roger Maris is now number 2 with his 61 from 61, and the Babe occupies the next 2 spots on the list with 2 monster seasons of 59 and 60 home runs. We caught up with the new king right before this evening's game at Synergy Field.
I could have just folded and never been seen or heard about again in the game of baseball. And, you know, I faced my fears. I climbed the mountains. I busted through the brick walls. You know, there's a reason. I truly believe there's a reason why I was injured and had all those problems in 91. And look what happened. I'm sitting on top of a mountain right now, and I've hit 62 home runs and broke Roger Maris's record. And I still got 2 weeks left to do some more work. So I'm having fun and I'm enjoying it.
We are all having a lot of fun. In a moment, Fox Sports News baseball analyst Steve Sachs will join us and put Mac's record-breaking night under the Foxscope. And we'll also tell you more about the controversy surrounding what happened with home run ball number 62. Plus a special treat. A look at all 62 home run swings from this season from the bat of the Big Punisher, both long and short.
Up into the night, into the upper deck. Are you kidding me? Oh, my! It's got into the corner. It might make it. There it is. 62, folks. It just got over the left field wall in the corner. And we have a new home run champion. El tremendo problema que tiene frente a él. Ahí va un batazo de línea al jardín izquierdo. La pelota se fue. Maris, muévete, que ahí viene McGwire.
No matter what language, the excitement of the home run chase captivated baseball fans around the world as each swing of Mark McGwire's bat brought him closer and closer to the game's most treasured record. And now it is our pleasure to bring you each and every one of those memorable home runs that the Big Punisher hit this season.
I'd have to say that I do have a shot.
Into center field. It's a 3-home run night for Big Mac.
It's going to take a perfect season to do it.
Up into the night, into the upper deck. Are you kidding me? Uh-oh. And then, wow, look at this one. Oh, my.
I don't play the game for records. I play the game because I love it.
Watch that, baby. Oh, man. And there it goes. McGwire sends one. This may make the upper deck. I'm not a player. I just crush a lot.
If I hit 70 home runs, I retire.
High fastball. See you later. Grand slam. There it goes. See you later. Upper deck McGwire. Fly ball. You like apples? How about them apples?
until somebody gets to 50 by September, then it's a legitimate thing to talk about.
Number 50 for Mark McGwire.
Leaving Levon far behind Mark McGwire. High fly ball, way back. Number 58. Making 59.
60. Swung on, belted. There it goes. There it goes. He did it. McGwire hits number 61. Down the left field line. Is it enough? Gone! There it is. 62. Touch first, Mark. You are the new single-season home run king.
I'm joined now by our Major League Baseball analyst, Steve Sachs. And Steve, we just heard Mark McGwire say that if he hit 70, he would retire. Come on.
No, I hope not. I mean, he's got so much more to go. This guy is just really coming into his own as far as I'm concerned. But the first time I ever saw Mark McGwire head on was in the 1988 World Series. And, you know, we found a couple holes in which he could be pitched to, but now it's a whole different story because he's a honed-in, sculpted, big, mature stud that's just raking them out with regularity. Now, here's number 1 on your left, and here's number 62 on your right. Check out the similarities here with the head. I mean, that's been perfect pretty much all year long. And then Mark's got that classic great follow-through with just the one hand. I mean, that almost looks like a carbon copy. Been picture perfect all year long. Now, that short stride right there, 6 to 8 inches max, keeps his weight behind the ball, and he's able to launch him out to deep, mostly left and to center field. Check out the height of this ball. This is 545 feet to dead central. How about right field? Yep, he can do that too. You can see the arm and the bat one piece, taking the ball deep in the zone. This one 477 feet right center field against Pittsburgh. Now, another constant that you have to have is those great wrists. Well, he's got that too. You can see right here, he's not unleashing too soon. He only rolls over after contact, and that's why he's got that great whip in his swing, and the balls are just shooting out of the park about 3,000 miles an hour, it seems. Now, I want you to check out the eyes of Mark McGwire right here. He has great concentration. Tony La Russa bragged about it all year long. And look at this right here. Traxel had thrown him that changeup the first at-bat. Look at the 3 fingers there. That's a circle change. Mac recognizes it, doesn't leave too soon, and then waits for that ball to get into the zone. And look at the hip work right here. That's why Mac's got so much torque in his swing. 341 feet, but I'll tell you what, it still counts. It wasn't the furthest ball he hit all year, but I'll tell you what, it might have been one of the hardest he's hit. And think about this, 7 more years, 44 home runs a year he averages. That beats Hank Aaron. I mean, I don't know who can say if this is going to happen, Kevin, but I'll tell you what, he's got a shot at doing it.
All right, thanks for the math, the projection, and another great Fox Gold.
All right,
Sachs. You know, in some ways, since it's still so fresh in our minds, it's hard to put in perspective what Mark McGwire's done, but in a moment, we'll try to do just that, and we'll see how Mac's feat blends into the fabric of other famous moments from our national pastime. A season of home runs has put Mark McGwire into some pretty select company. There's Charlie Hustle, baseball's all-time hits leader, Pete Rose. Cal Ripken Jr.'s streak of consecutive games may never be broken, but then again, the same was said for Lou Gehrig's record. Rickey Henderson is baseball's all-time stolen base king, and he isn't shy about telling people. Next on the list for the Big Punisher is Hammer and Hank's record for career home runs. And of course, future home run crushers will now have Mark McGwire's record of 62 in a single season to shoot for. Last night's events in St. Louis put the finishing touches not only on Big Mac's chase of Roger Maris, but also on a comeback for baseball. And as John Walls tells us, that comeback has significance that reaches far beyond the diamond.
"44 years have passed since French philosopher Jacques Barzun so eloquently captured the essence of our nation's soul. 44 years in which it seemed at times as though we might never recover from our collective broken hearts. through it all, there was baseball, a cherished friend in even the worst of times. A game we turned to for heroes to believe in again, and one that offered us the embodiment of all that we once held so dear. These were men who, through sheer force of will, could overcome physical limitations, and in so doing, propelled themselves to immortality. They were quiet men of dignity, to whom it did not matter whether their accomplishments were overlooked, until America had no choice but to grudgingly give its respect. And they were men for whom baseball was more than just a game. It was a way of life, and that meant doing your job day in and day out. But baseball had fallen on tough times in recent years, especially when labor strife caused the cancellation of the Fall Classic itself in 1994. And so the game began to topple from its perch as our national pastime, replaced by other sports, ones better suited to the demands of the electronic age, ones that brought us new stars who dazzled us with their incredible displays of athletic prowess. But just when it looked like the grand old game's best days were behind it, a challenge to one of baseball's most hallowed records was launched this season by men so different that perhaps it made us realize the sameness in all of us. One, the classic slugger, a man of unparalleled physical strength, yet one not ashamed to have wept openly upon signing his new contract at the mere thought of all the good his newfound riches could do for abused children. The other, a free-swinging free spirit, a former shoeshine boy in the Dominican Republic, whose response to the so-called pressures of the media spotlight and mounting fan expectation made us all proud to be baseball fans again. And as the towering home runs continue to astonish us through the dog days of summer, so too did the unbridled passion with which we once again so eagerly look forward to each game, each swing of the bat, each mighty blow.
Down the left field line, is it enough? Gone!
And so the record falls, giving us all a memory for all time. The chance to say that we too were a part of history in the summer of '98. But perhaps even more importantly, a cold winter ahead in which we can all unabashedly utter baseball's traditional battle cry, wait till next year.
He didn't win the World Series or the Super Bowl, but Mark McGwire did get a call from President Clinton.
Spoke on the phone with President Clinton.
What's Mark McGwire going to do with the rest of his life? What's he going to do with the rest of his season? And I'll tell you what I think he'll do. I think he'll hit more home runs.
You know, there were some people offering as much as $1 million to get their hands on home run ball number 62. But thanks to a generous move by Tim Forneris, a member of the Cards ground crew, the priceless baseball ended up right where it belonged. The lucky guy who retrieved Big Mac's ball wasn't a fan, but a 22-year-old groundskeeper named Tim Forneris. While Tim was retrieving the ball, another young man approached Big Mac in all the confusion and told him that he had the ball. But Big Mac took one look at it and noticed that something was wrong.
Whoever came on the field and gave me that ball, it wasn't the ball. So it said official league. It didn't say National League, so I said, here, take it back. So it wasn't the ball, so I haven't seen it yet.
Forneris had the ball all along. He eventually gave it to equipment manager Buddy Bates, and the game continued. It wasn't until after the game that McGwire actually took possession of his historic baseball.
Mr. McGwire, I think I have something that belongs to you.
The ball now sits where it belongs in Cooperstown, New York. Of course, we shouldn't forget that the season isn't over for Big Mac. He'll have plenty more chances in the next couple of weeks to add to his new record, but as for our time, it is now come and gone. I'm Kevin Frazier, and for all of us here at Fox Sports News, thanks for watching.